You know, actually, I don't know where this name tag came from, to be honest. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming in here today. I am so thankful that you all have honored me as your next captain in our strive to be the Pirate King of One Piece TCG YouTube. Now I gotta say, we gotta add more people to our crew though. But there's always bigger fish out there for us to fry. And you know what we have to do in our path towards Pirate King? We gotta create some drama. Some real juicy, tendery, maybe like, I don't know, like medium well drama. You know, I watch a lot of YouTube. I study content and I study the One Piece trading card game because one of us in the room doesn't have a serial card. You know what gets YouTube views? Tier lists. Some people just have to share their opinions, and I came across one the other day. It goes by the name of Incorporate Cars the movie Cardi Kaizoku. His tier list was, it was fine. I definitely didn't watch the whole thing, and I definitely didn't like, comment, subscribe to his channel because I won't lie, he told me to, so I did. But we're gonna make a tier list of our own, and you know what? It's gonna be better. Keep going in the video because we're now gonna talk about cards. Oh my god, did I just really say quads? Quads? Do you want some quads, everybody? How about some quads?
Okay. In all seriousness, my tier list has a little bit of different categories than Cardi Kaizoku. I added official merch worthy because, you know, I just wanted to say that official merch, official. I have B as at least better than the original. This is like what we would call 7 out of 10, I feel like. And then I just have this little face right here in D because that's just kind of what I felt like. Anyways, there's like, there's probably at least like 100 of these. So pop off. The first one I would consider Otama being a merch worthy item. I absolutely love this art. I think it's one of the best Otama arts that they've printed. Absolutely love this jovial character, especially when they're real happy. You know, I think of like the OP07 apple one, you know, where she's just real happy to have the apple, or even the one in that collection where they have the 3 cards, the Makino, Marco, and Otama. I really like that one as well, and this one fits that style. Now this one, I like it, but I like the original one better. This is one of the few alternate arts that I've like literally just gotten purely for the collection standpoint, at least the original one. I really like this one. I'm kind of mixed feelings about it being the same as the pack art, but that's pretty consistent with all of the One Piece set. So is that really a valid complaint? I'm not sure, but I've got it in C tier. It's not like bad and I would be happy to pull it, but I'm like, I like the other one better. This is definitely up in like the B tier for me. Like, I like this art. I think this one is really cool. I love Izo just kind of being like guns a-blazing and stuff like that. So having kind of like the guns a-blazing aspect is really cool in this art. Momonosuke, easily A. If you do not know, Momo in Japanese means peach. And so him getting the little peaches on his body, and I'm not usually like a chibi kind of person, but like Momo being just like a small kid and being in like chibi form, I don't know, kind of fits. I think it's a cool card. I do really like the new tournament pack ones though, I will say that. This kid, it's like, it's an art, like it's cool, but I don't know, I don't jive with it. It's just like not exciting to me. I don't know. This Mihawk is definitely in this original art is better category. I think the alternate art and even the regular art of Mihawk is so good. I mean, Niji Hayashi just did an excellent job with the original illustration. This does get bonus points though, and isn't in the D tier because it's got the little knife, because he's like, this is all I need to be able to kill you. So like, I do think that's quite funny. Now this, one of the 7,000 boas it feels like that's in this set. This is B tier. I do like this art, and I do think out of the 8,000 positions that we're gonna have of Boa Hancock sitting down with like the snake thing, it's probably one of my favorites out of the rest. I just wish we would stop seeing this guy pose. Give us something different. This Shanks though, I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling this Shank. The Akira Kagawa one from OP06, I think it was. Now that is an alternate art. I love that art so much. And this one is just like, I don't know. I like the manga rare version more, even if it's just literally pulled from the manga. This Yamato though, easy S tier, just sitting there with the club, like kind of delinquent vibes, right? Because I think Yamato, at least in terms of the story, is like kind of the rebel child, if you will, to Kaido. I'm not that far in the anime yet. I'm getting there, but I'm a little bit far away from Wano. So I really love this art. I love Yamato, and just what I know about Yamato up to this point, I like this character a lot, and I think that this is a really, really cool art that, at least in my mind, fits something that they would do. Let me know if you would change that, if that's not a style that you see Yamato doing based on like being caught up in the anime and stuff. I'd love to know your opinion about that, actually. This Newgate, I would say, is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. It's electrifying. It's really like sick. It's really detail oriented. It's a little tough with the alternates that we currently have of Edward Newgate. I do think it's better than the sad Edward Newgate, but like Daddy Newgate, I don't know. It's a good one. Marco's in that same category. I think Marco has some really good alternate arts, and this one is pretty good as well. I do like with his like power, you know, being the bird, right? You kind of see both the wings and the feet. You kind of like don't get all of that with Marco, but I will say the blocker Marco art, the regular one, mwah, great. Hell's Judgment's also in this category. It's a little sad that the sample is like covering up Magellan, but I do like how this sort of power and this move that Magellan does has evolved into a full-scaled version and not just a manga coloring. It gives it like a little bit more personality and stuff like that, and I would definitely want to rock it over the regular arts. This Kuzan is super underwhelming to me. I don't know, maybe it fits, but I don't know. I think the Kuzan that we're going to talk about in like 2 more minutes is just way cooler. I mean, it's just like powders. I will say though, jumping into like the Kuzan one, not putting this in D tier, just kind of putting them in side by side so I don't forget about it. I really like this Kuzan, and I would actually put it in S tier. I love seeing the freeze part of it and seeing like the chills, right? When I think of like ice guys, that's what I want to see with the ice guy. That's what I want my like cool alternate arts to look like. And so I think it's probably the best alternate art that we have of Kuzan, especially the 10-drop Kuzan in my opinion. But I do like how this one is in his like Admiral gear, and then this one is not in that gear. This Sakazuki though, joining the Kuzan, he just, I don't know, he looks like, I want to say he looks like a cartoon character. In my head, when I was thinking about where I wanted to put all these arts, I did have a specific show that I thought of for this, but now it escapes me. It's just like, I don't know. I can't take it seriously. Like this guy's full art was like him smoking a cigar, and like in his regular art is molten lava like coming out of his fist, dripping. Like, this ain't it. This ain't it for me. The Borsalino one is cool here. I do like that he's kind of like zapping around right in his thing. I know he's got something to do with light. I'm not exactly there yet, but I don't know. I think the unseriousness and like his original art is honestly pretty good. I do like this better than the alternate art, I will say, which is why it's in the C, but like I'm gonna be rocking with my regular Borsalinos. Now this is an Ezo that I'm vibing with. I really like the green one from OP01, but this one, the Red Searcher, is really just really good. Again, talking about the guns ablazing. I love the bang bang shoot 'ems, right? Those characters that go buck wild. That's my Midwesterner in me. It's just real good. The Sanji's Pilaf is also in the A tier. This may be my own bias playing Nami. I absolutely love this card. I do love that it's kind of a full art of eating the pilaf, and then also you got Sanji like in the background on there. I love that this is a full art. It's going to trick out my Nami deck for sure, and I'm excited for that. 3000 Worlds though is definitely something that I would consider just one of the menacing like first moves that we see from Zoro, I feel like, in the anime, especially when he's battling Mihawk over at the Barati, and it's just so good. I love the style that this is in as well, kind of evolving. It's a little bit of, I mean, it's basically like the same pose, right, as the original, but it takes it in so much more detail, so much more evolution. I absolutely love this card. Brand new is in the WAPs. I really think think the art that should have been in PBR01 was him like teaching the class that we got in those regional packs. They should have flipped the regional and then also this art in those packs. And it's just, that's what I think of when I see that card. This Cracker is like really close to being in the A tier for me. I love this Cracker card. I think it's real good. I think it's better than the alternate art for it. Mostly because it's like more close up and like sinister. It's so sick. Like he's so menacing in this photo. The Charlotte Smoothie is in the D tier. I mean, there's a lot going on. I love colors. I love a spew of colors. I love looking left and right, but my brain hurts looking at this. Like, I don't know, the style and the illustration of the original art just feels a little bit more. This Sparrow, though, I will put up into B. Although half the time I say this guy's name wrong, I do think that this is probably the best art that we've seen of him. It's again, just like the Cracker, just real menacing it feels like, and especially with all the candy around, I don't know, I like the addition of the colors in this card. This Katakuri, though, easy S tier. Best of the Big Mom Pirate cards by a mile. I absolutely love this card. I think this card is super sick. I think this card is super detailed. I love this illustration. I'm getting it for my collection. I might try to get a place out of it because I don't own any Katakuris, depending on what the price is going to be. But like, man, this card is so dope. Doflamingo, also a pretty dope card as well. I didn't like originally think like, oh, this is S tier at first. It took me a little bit of looking at it and appreciating it to really be like, oh man, I really love this card, which is why I put it in the A tier with these other ones. I definitely think that this is better than the other 10-drop alternate art that we have, and especially with the like pink coat that he has. Just like kind of not only mixing in kind of in the color with the shading of this card on Doflamingo's body, but also like being able to have his body be a contrast is so cool in an art, in my opinion. This Kaido's over here. I mean, it's I like the original art better, just being super rare-ish. Now this card is sick with the full punch on the red rock. I like it because you can see Luffy a little bit more. It just gives it a little bit more of like that character's power, right? And his like actual move. I'm really in favor of like, in general, a lot of these event cards just having full arts now. I think it's like a really cool style choice into the game. This Bartolomeo just makes me laugh every time because like he's just crying out there, and I'm not in the Dressrosa arc yet, so I don't know exactly what this means, but I've heard that this has implications of sorts. But I don't know, I mean, it just makes me laugh. Like in the original arts that we have of him, he's like doing his barrier move, right? And he's like sleeping. So like this is just kind of another side of his personality, I feel like, than what we see, because the other ones he's kind of like standing and hooing, if that made sense. This beige art is just, I mean, in terms of mob bosses, I mean, he kind of fits the mob boss vibe, but like, I don't know, man. He's not, I like the Fortress one. That one's sick. The Sanji's also pretty okay. I know the alternate art for this Sanji doesn't actually exist, but I do think the original art of him in that art style is better, even if the corner little head like is a little bit goofy. But like, I think of Sanji Blocker and I'm like, ah, yes, that card. I don't know if I'll ever get around to thinking this one. Now this Yamato is going into the A tier. I do love the Yamato art, but I don't think it's the same level as the first one that we talked about. It does feel nice to have an alternate art of this 9-cost Yamato, and I do think it's beautiful, especially because it fits the theme of the alternate art where it's like kind of a bluish background. And it's a really pretty card, I will admit. It's like honestly alongside a lot of these other ones where I'm like, man, if I have some extra money, I'll be getting these alternate arts. The koala is nice, but it feels like almost the same exact thing that we have from the other koala. Like, I have the alternate art of the koala, and I was like, what's the difference between the two cards? The Sabo is going up to at least better than the original because I do think that this Sabo specifically's alternate art is like, it's an alternate art at least. This one I think is a lot cooler, riding the crows into the night, the kind of nightman of the Revolutionary Army, as I would say. Don't know if people actually say that, but moving into this Bello Betty right here. This Bello Betty's kind of in the same spot. Revolutionary Army not getting the most hype things, I will say, ever when it comes out of this set, but the Bello Betty pretty nice. So is the Baby 5. The Baby 5 in a nice pose with her gigantic gun is exactly what I think of when I think of Baby 5. I like that the bullets are kind of flying everywhere. Kind of fits the theme with Baby 5, and kind of like more relaxing with like the goggles off and stuff is a nice like difference between the alternate art and the original. Alti's pretty good as well. I like Alti, you know, kind of with that big club and like the going on right there, kind of showing a little bit of strength. It is a cool alternate art, I will say. Not as much different as the original, but I do think it's a step up from the original, so I'll take it. Now, Hound du Blazu. This is another really, really good alternate art for event cards. I love this. I love this full style card, even though this card will haunt my memories from playing in OPO5, OPO6, Sakazuki. It is a neat card, I will say, and a well-deserved alternate art as definitely one of the best ofs. This uses Captain Kid is sick. This uses Captain Kid and also the one from the SP from OPO6. One of the reasons why I hated the one in the beginning, but this one is nuts. I love the detail on this. I love the colors on this, the deep purples. This feels like a cool card. I am stoked for this card. I will be buying one. This Kyros is pretty good in my opinion. I do like that it's kind of the same art as the original. It's kind of like a Easter egg of sorts where the camera is just tilted and it's facing a different direction at Kyros. But I also like in the background that like what I think is Rebecca in this picture. Again, not there yet in the anime. It's just really nice and really sweet, and it's a neat card. Shirahoshi, pretty good. I will say there will be a lot of people that really want alternate merch of this card, that want that on the merch. I expect it to be on a custom playmat as well from the 5 people that I can think of that make custom playmats or custom leader cards. They'll probably put it on. I expect to see that in a lot of places, and I would, if this was on an official One Piece t-shirt, I'm in. This Satori is super underwhelming. I like the other one better, the original. I don't know. I just look at the original and I'm like, ah, yes, Satori. And then also the 200 millivolts of Maru. It's the same thing, but just blue. I honestly like the yellow more because the yellow is like, I don't know, a yellow card. It's like, it's fine. Upper Yard though is in the B tier. It's not like an extraordinary card, and also one of the 2 stages I think that we have in this set. Also one of the least played cards, I feel like, out of the PBR01 set. Does anybody else feel that way? Is a really cool card. You know, we have Nami visiting the upper yard when she's like exploring and everyone's like, don't go to the upper yard. Oh no, God is there. He'll kill you. And she goes there and then she becomes completely terrified. That's a cool little tidbit. Not much like you can honestly do with upper yard, so I think they did a great job with this card. This Kaido's neato than the other one, but I don't know. I really like the alternate art of the draw Kaido, the 10 drop draw one. I think it's really cool. It's like more background on the original one with the full dragon, while this one is like most of the dragon, but it takes up more of the card. This one definitely can be on a lot of different t-shirts because this is literally the Pepe Punch and I can't get it out of my head. It's incredible that they made this the art for this. Definitely fits Joy Boy. This Arlong is like okay. I think they could have done a lot of different things with Arlong, and I think they could have done some cooler things with Arlong, so we'll move on. The Hody Jones, though, is absolutely sick. I love this shark in the water. Caught a little bit of the prey with the blood in the background. Super sinister card, super sick card. I'm excited to throw this in my like different green decks that I have. This Ryuma I also think is pretty good. I would definitely replace the ones that I have. I do wish that it was kind of in a more sinister kind of pose, like the Ryuma in the regular art, you know, where he's like posing with the sword, about to do like a parry or block or something counter. It's a good card. And so are these two ding dongs right here. I think these two ding dongs definitely an upgrade from the regular arts. They're not incredible, I would say, but as Ichiji being the only one, well, I guess Reiju does too, only one of the 3 guys that has the alternate arts, getting these other guys the alternate arts works out pretty good, I think. I do like that they're kind of in different poses too. The Reiju, I know I would buy this on a t-shirt. This Reiju looks so good, and the alternate art Reiju is good, but I like this one better. I think it's much more softer in this photo, and I think with like more of a forward facing thing, that's just a me thing. I like that a little bit more than like the sideways, like, oh. Germa Kingdom, just a pretty good card. I mean, again, much like Upper Yard, there's not that much that you can do with it, I feel like, but I think with what they did do to it is a good job. I do like the kind of like almost Disneyland vibe that it gives. Like, it almost looks like a cartoony Disney castle, you know, that like jumps around when there's a ruckus going on inside, like kind of thing. You cannot tell me that that is better than the original alternate art. You just can't. The Hiyori it really hurts me. I wish I had a tier like in between B and C, because I would put this Hiyori in that tier. I like the original art better, but like it's still a really good art. Like, it's better than the Kaido, it's better than the Koala, it's better than the Sanji, it's better than this Kaido, it's better than the Smoothie, it's better than this Borsalino, it's better than this Mihawk, it's better than this Luffy. But I don't know if it's as good as like an upgrade as like the Upper Yard, or like the cool little like Easter egg with Kairos, or like the Mark. Like, it's in this weird in between tier, and it makes me sad. I'll put the Sanji in this tier though. I think that might be one of the hotter takes. I do really like that the Sanji, even though this alternate art, so original, is only like the regular art, I do think that this alternate art is pretty good, because we've already seen Sanji as an alternate art leader, especially in this manga head up close headshot style. So him like kind of being turned in a different direction and just being a little bit different in that aspect is really nice. This Tony Chopper also in the pretty good tier. I really love this art. It's right there again. It's like the Hiyori. It's like, but it's a little bit more on me. I like it more or just as much as the original arts, and so I gotta put it there. He's just a cute little guy. He's doing his cute little thing. This page is also pretty good too. I like this page. I think that this is a lot more sinister when we talk about the mob boss. I know he's not in his like confines on his chair or whatever, but he's just walking in the night. He's like, all right, I'm gonna screw you up right now. We're on. This Boa Hancock I would consider to be not as good as the other Boa Hancock, but she's in the same position. Just give me something different. This Kaido's pretty good though. I like this Kaido, honestly. Just like kind of how I was talking about with like the other Kaido. There's 3 Kaidos in the set. Oh my god. But this Kaido is like really, really cool in its like sinister aspect comparatively to the other 2. I like this one the best. And the last one we got here right here, Trafalgar Law doing his little electric boogie woogie knife thing. Is this Gamma Knife? Just looks pretty good, I think, especially for this card. It's definitely going to be an upgrade to the card in itself. I'm excited for it, especially those of us that don't have the championship one, right? Because this is the blocker one. If you don't have the championship one, this one will be a nice substitute. That's it. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this tier list. Don't roast me too hard in the comments, but feel free to leave your opinion, your honest opinion of the different arts that you like. And shout out also to Kardi Kaizoku. I don't know why, but I just wanted to like, I don't know, I saw his tier list and I'm like, man, wouldn't it be funny to like do a little bit, maybe convince people that we have beef? Even though I love his videos, I like all of his videos. I don't know. We need more of that in the One Piece community. We need like drama that's not really drama, because we have enough actual drama of terrible people. So like our friends, why don't we do more of like the funny stuff with friends? People don't do that enough. Bring back the Jeopardy. All right, see you guys later.